Welcome back to another episode of Seams and Downs, where we follow the seams of softballs and the downs of football and a little life lessons tucked between each whistle and scoreboard. I'm your host, Doug Metter, proud dad, sideline watcher, and today, a storyteller. This is a milestone week for our family. My soon-to-be high school son, moving from 8th grade to 9th grade, started his first week of high school football practice. And let me tell you, while being a short week with Memorial Day and practice not actually happening on Friday, the days that he was, it's a whole different ballgame. I'm going to allow you to hear the initial drop-off to football practice.
Well, there's cars out here, but looks like people are getting dropped off, but I don't know what to know about new incoming players. So I tell you what, so that it's not weird, do you want to try to walk in by yourself with your papers, or would you prefer...
No, I'll go walk in.
You would rather walk in by yourself? You don't want me there?
You want to go in?
Well, I kind of want to go in, but it looks like, I tell you what.
You can go in. I don't care. It's just...
No, I tell you what.
Oh, I know.
You've got your bag, right?
Yeah.
You've got your water.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your cell phone.
Yeah.
You've got your paperwork for playing football.
Mm-hmm.
You're 14 now.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go and try this by yourself?
Let's go.
No, I'm not going in.
I know. I'm saying I'm going.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I love you.
All right. I love you, dude. Got your water bottle? Got your bag? Hey, make sure you got your physical paperwork?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all in there. Love you.
Love you, dude.
Yeah. I'm not crying. You're the one that's crying. Just playing. That was a big moment for me. Watching my son grow up, his maturation. Things that we've molded him to as he's about to prepare for high school. The night before and the drop-off were like every other day. There was this excited, nervous feeling with my wife and I, Christine, my wife, and I kept telling Ben, our son, hey man, make sure you have all your stuff ready. It's an early morning. A 6 a.m. showtime is really early. So make sure you have your stuff laid out. His clothes, shoes, water, everything was laid out. It's May, so there's no need for pads and helmets. Not yet. That's coming. That's coming in July. But he was ready. And from the drop-off, you could tell he was ready to go off on his own. Keep in mind that I still had to work. And so it was a drop-off. I waited in the parking lot. It's 6 a.m. The sun's barely coming up. And I wanted to make sure that at least he had an orientation about himself on where to go. I mean, we're at the high school. I mean, this is a big thing, right? But what's so interesting is that, the very first thing that he did was he gravitated to people that he knew. Other freshman football players. It wasn't but about 5 minutes that I saw someone, a coach or an assistant or something to that effect, take the 4 players that were kind of waiting at the stairs to the stadium. And, of course, they took them to a room. I didn't get an opportunity to stay for practice. I did not see a lot of parents going into the stadium to stay for practice either. So while I didn't get to stay, that doesn't mean that I wasn't curious. Based on conversations and things that I've communicated with other parents, coaches, and a lot of information from my son's own experiences, inside day one of that practice was the players getting an understanding of the coaching staff, who they were. Kind of going over some rules, maybe some expectations, a lot of the team culture. Ben says that there was a lot of running, high knees, bear crawls, things of that nature, a lot of yelling, a lot of motivation. We'll just say motivation. Something that he had been groomed in middle school and modeled in 12U. But again, this is a different atmosphere, a different ball game. He said that coaches were already looking at fitness and already looking at character. He said that Ben said that they were already looking at players physically and mentally. And that was just inside day one. So very, very upfront and in your face, if you will. And here's the thing. It wasn't about just who's fast or strong. Coaches are watching everything. Who's listening, who's learning, who's helping clean, who's dogging it when they think no one's watching, who's going to be that champion, who's got that champion spirit. With this being a new era for Ben in his football career, I'm not going to say college career just yet. We have aspirations and we have dreams for him. But he is now stepping further into fundamentals and focus. He's not at Friday Night Lights yet. Not just yet. Christine and I are really adamant about trying to get there. And we feel that he's going to have a lot of days ahead of him with his football. So right now in this initial stages of practice for football at Bartlett High School, no pads, no helmets. Those are coming. Again, those will be here in July. But it's footwork. It's form. Possibly even some tackling technique. Ben says a lot of weightlifting. Immediately went into weightlifting. Immediately went into a workout regimen. Started going over plays. Started running through the playbook. Ben didn't allude on whether or not there were kids that had zero prior experience. But he did mention that everyone out there is learning just as much as those who have been playing since they were children. We children. I looked at him and I said, "How you feeling?" He was like, "It's the first day. Everybody's kind of new at this. Even the older boys." I kind of giggled a little bit when I picked him up the first day. So with it being a holiday week, again, it was a modified week, and we don't practice on Fridays. Right now, it's only 4 days a week for the month of June, essentially. We'll go into a dead period, and then we'll pick up in July. And July is where they go full pads and helmets, and it's going to get crazy. I know I'm excited about that. Ben has this gleam in his eye when I bring it up. So yesterday, again, with it being Friday now, yesterday, I had an opportunity to talk to Ben, and I looked at him and I said, "Hey man, how did everything go today?" He acknowledges me and he says, "Dad, they like me at center." I said, "Well, that's good. That's real good." I said, "What do you think about that?" And he says, "Well, I'm going to continue to work at it. I can only get better." Ben's a good kid, guys. I love that boy. He's a good kid. He's got a good heart. He's got a good mind. He's well-rounded. One thing that I've learned, even watching Ben at 12U and even in watching him play in middle school, watching from a distance, is that a football team builds its culture fast. Keep in mind, Bartlett High School's got a brand new coach. The previous coach has moved on to other endeavors. So we're excited to have Coach Bowden. We're excited to be under him and under his direction. And I think it's that first day that does that shock for the young men. It establishes a cadence. It establishes that pace. It establishes that standard. And I think during this time, the coaches aren't just drawing up the plays. They're really building those expectations. They're teaching respect, the accountability, and the structure. All that stuff that these young men need. I also want to state this. Hey, Ben says that on the freshman team, there's also 3 young ladies. I think that is incredible, interesting. I also think that my mouth kind of dropped. But Ben welcomes it. I support it. And what's important to my son is important to me. Ben mentioned that this first week of practice, there was words of encouragement, also words of correction. Those small moments, those inches, if you will, if you are an Al Pacino listener from Any Given Sunday, it's the inches, the seconds, the inches. Everything means something during these times. Everything means something out there on the football field. And that's what sticks. The relationships between the player and the coach can shape and will shape my son far beyond the scoreboard. And that's why this week, that's why first impressions, that's why this stuff matters. It's Friday. I'm tired. No practice today. I saw Ben. He didn't have his hair done. He was completely barefoot walking around the house, eating Cheetos and finally having some downtime. But he looks tired too. Again, waking up at 5:30 during your summer, a little bit of a sacrifice there that he's making, and a lot of sacrifice for us. But it was a good tired. And after having a conversation with him, he says he felt like he learned from it. And deep down, I get to thinking curiously, does he think that he earned it? Going back to sitting in the car and asking how it went, he reemphasized it was a lot of running. It was hard. And I asked him, I said, but did you like it? And Ben tells me, yes, sir, I did. It's inspiring. That was an inspiring moment. And it truly was. That's all I needed. Because this game, the process, it's shaping him. He's learning when to push, when to listen, when to lead. And by asking him if I needed to walk in with him on the first day, I'm learning when I have to let go. If you're a parent out there watching your kid suit up or dress out or start off for the first time, I'll say this. Don't worry about playing time. Don't hover. Trust the grind. Trust the coaches. And trust your kid. Let them sweat a little bit. Let them fall. Let them grow. A little dirt didn't hurt anybody. This first week of practice isn't just the start of a season. It's the start of something lasting. This has been another episode brought to you by Seams and Downs. I'm Doc Metter. We'll talk more about scrimmage prep and team identity in another episode, where the foundation starts turning into fire. That burning sensation in your kids and my kid's stomach. And maybe even your stomach that you can't really explain, but you know you do it. It's that burst of energy that's just waiting to happen. That fire, that fuel. Thanks for listening. And as always, listen, learn, but more importantly, be a good teammate.